Alright, so let's graph f of x equals x squared. How the heck do we do that? I'll give you guys a second to think about that. Well, we can always make a table. If we don't know how to graph something, and we have the function, let's look at that. And keep in mind that f of x equals x squared, y equals x squared. These mean the same thing. It's just in function notation. Alright, so my x values. What I like to do is start off with a x value that is negative. Usually negative 2 or negative 1. Since we're making a big table, I'll start with negative 2. So I'll do negative 2, and then I plug it in to see what it is. So negative 2 squared. So I find my x value by plugging it in. So f of x equals negative 2 squared. So what does that equal? 2 times 2 is 4, the negatives cancel, so it is a positive 4. I'll do these in black. So this equals a positive 4. Let's try negative 1. Same thing. F of x equals negative 1 squared. So this will equal positive 1. And we go forward, so I'll pause it here. I want you guys to try this. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so try these. I'll pause here. So, after filling in the table, you should have gotten this. So there are the values. So let's graph this. I haven't plotted some of the bigger points, but let's graph this. So I'll draw it in black. I've already plotted your points. So 0, 0 is this point right here. 0, 0. So those are your x and those are your y values. Now, this kind of looks like a V, but it's a parabola. So it looks like this. I'm not the best at drawing these. And then you should have an arrow here, an arrow on both of those, showing that it goes on forever. Because if you guys saw, there's more points to this. I just didn't draw them. You don't have to draw all your points. So this is your y coordinate, or f of x. You could call that f of x, and this is your x coordinate. Just f of x is your y value. We just write it differently so we could look at different functions, which we're doing today. So I'll pause here. Alright, so let's compare f of x equal to x squared and g of x equal to x squared minus 2. So I would like you guys to try and make a table of values on your own. Try and graph it on your own. I showed you how you could graph. And then write a rule. What happens in the graph? And I'll pause here. Okay, so the table I did in red, f of x equals x squared. Red, we've already done this table, so you should have been okay with that. Now, plugging in the other values, x squared minus 2. What's happening? Let me try and do this really quick. Moved it up so I could kind of write a little rule here down at the bottom. G of x the values of g of x are 2 less than f of x. Oops, less. F of x, okay? So that's what, and look at this. Look at this. X squared minus 2, 2 less. That's y. Okay? So that's the rule. So let's go look at these graphs. So graphing this, I'll do in red first, which we know f of x. I already put the points. Again, it looks like this. Try and make it a U as best you can. Alright? And now f of x in black, which I've already put the points again, I'm just using those points from the table. It should look like this. And if it's done right, they're not touching, and they just go on like that. Alright, there are your two graphs. That's how you could graph something. Anytime you don't know how to graph something, make a table. I'll pause here. Now let's look at this. X squared, f of x equals x squared, and g of x equals x plus 3. Try and fill out this table on your own, and I'll pause it here.